This is Professor Simon at Baton Rouge Community College, and this week I do have a preview for the History 1123 online course on Canvas modules for the semester, fall semester. So I'll kind of go and talk about some of the things that are coming up in the semester right now. For week 5, which starts on Monday, September 16th, we'll be moving on to further into Age of Absolutism, where I talk about the rise of Prussia, like up to like the time of Frederick the Great and the beginning of like what will be later Germany in Europe. I do go into the rise of Russia also as well. Talk about the uh, Russia going back to the Middle Ages, and also discuss the different dynasties of Russia, like the Rurik dynasty, and especially the Romanov dynasty that comes to power, and you get the Russian Empire under czars like Peter the Great and Catherine the Great. So I go into that in all those lectures on the Age of Absolutism, uh, Bourbon France under like Louis the 14th, Habsburg empires like under the Spanish and Austrian monarchy, along with the rise of Prussia and Russia. That's going to, of course, be, you see there in that week 5 in modules, that's all going to be, of course, assessed on the first exam quiz. So we do have lectures, of course, you can see there that have got original Canvas announcement lectures about part 3 and 4 on Prussia and Russia. And then, of course, the PowerPoints that go with it also as well. So don't forget about the discussion sections in Canvas, of course, for a bonus. And you see on the bottom there, of course, I do have the original Canvas announcement about, of course, completing the first exam quiz, which is just going to be on the Age of Absolutism that I will have. So looking at the dates there, looks like due Monday, September 30th, probably be pushed back a few days into early October, first week of October, but that's basically really our first major assessment we'll have exam-wise, of course, online. And then also we do have into week 6, I'll have another assessment that you can see there starting on Monday, September 23rd, week 6, lectures on the scientific revolution and age of enlightenment. This is going to be assessed in a bonus quiz called the first exam bonus quiz, which goes into like the beginnings of the scientific revolution they have, like with the different types of famous astronomers that developed, like Galileo, of course, you've heard of. We'll talk about Sir Isaac Newton, and then I'll get into some of the famous philosophers that were in the Age of Enlightenment that kind of influenced that period in history, because the Enlightenment does kind of influence Europe a lot, early modern Europe. It kind of kills the Age of Absolutism. Start to see the beginnings of democracy and things like that taking off in Europe and North America. Do watch that lecture that I've got on the scientific revolution, Age of Enlightenment. You can see the Canvas announcement about that. And then don't forget about the discussion section, of course, on that lecture I've got right there. So first exam, bonus quiz, you can see there, that assignment, that assessment, that'll be due later into early mid-October. Then week 7, which you can see right there, I'll continue talking about the rise of the British Empire, kind of get to discussing by Monday, September 30th, you see week 7, talking about the rise of the Tudor dynasty, like Kings Henry VIII, Queen Elizabeth I. To talk about that period when, Kingdom of England starts to become very powerful. That's like the beginnings of the early British Empire that affect the world later. They talk about the Stuart dynasty too, that follows, that came out of Scotland. And you see the beginnings of like under King James I. He's one of the first kings that really, joins England with Scotland. We get the United Kingdom. And I do talk about the beginning of the English Civil War that follows under the Stuarts as well. Like Oliver Cromwell comes in briefly as a ruler I kind of go up through the end of the Stuart period, up to like Queen Anne, and I do kind of go through and talk about, kind of go through like the 18th, 19th century British history, kind of come up to the present a little bit, but later I'll get more into like the Victorian era as we get closer to the 20th century. So you can see there should be a part one and two lectures to watch on the rise of the British Empire. Those are the PowerPoints with it. And then you can see the discussion sections for that. And then, of course, the Canvas announcement that I've got on the actual quiz for you to take, which you can see that'll be due more into mid October. We've got Friday, October 11th. You can see there, right there. But and then there's one more section into week 8, which won't be on any major assessment that I'll have right now in week 8, starting on Monday, October 7th. But I'll have a series of lectures on the French Revolution and Age of Napoleon, where you get, of course, Napoleon that comes in afterwards, with the French Revolution that occurs. So I'll talk about both those historical periods, which that won't be assessed until closer to like getting in like the week 9, week 10 later. So we may have some other assessments that I might spring on you during that period. I wouldn't worry about it right now because this will be later. But like the lectures on the French Revolution, Age of Napoleon, that'll be, of course, later assessed when we get more, probably closer to the midterm and after. So it's kind of be the time period of when we'll probably have that, in the semester. So right now, you're probably seeing this closer to week 5, but you should, by week 5, you should be already deciding, what your, main uh, book report's going to be. Like, what are you going to do on the course for the semester? Let me know about that from the book list. And then also other projects like the vocab assignments, y'all should be, working on that right now. Remember, you can turn a lot of these assignments in early for bonus points. And if anybody's interested in some of those bonus projects, do let me know, like the Veterans Project, of course, also as well. So this is kind of a short preview, like a second preview, of course, about weeks 5 through 8, the kind of the assessments and things you should be working on towards the end of the semester. After that, we'll be moving on to like the 19th century into the 20th century and things like that later, which I'll kind of let you know about later throughout the semester. But that's about where we are right now in the semester, with this class at BRCC. So if you got any comments, questions about anything, do let me know throughout the semester. And don't forget about, of course, also Canvas discussions, bonus points, for that as well. So everybody, of course, take care, and I'll see you later.